Did I ever tell you guys about the time that I got on Tinder, but I was not exactly honest about who I was? I did not gist you guys. Hey, come, let me gist you.
Yo, Bella. Yo, BellaRose. Yo, BellaRose CLMGY.
What's up, you guys? BellaRose here. Welcome to my channel. I traveled out of town for a few days, and I'm about to get on my way to the airport. And I remember that I was going to share this story with you guys, and I know that when I get back to Lagos, I might be busy yet again, and I may forget to share it. So now that I'm sort of ready and waiting for to be taken to the airport, take it. Am I the only one that sees mosquito and cannot let it go? 1 sec, please. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, so I'd been a tech writer for about 2 years and a radio personality as well for about 3 years. Between 2 and 3 years. So I mean, I wasn't known at all. Well, again, that's relative, I guess, because I would start getting, emails and stuff from like startup owners and tech bros that they were launching a new product. They wanted me to test it out and all of that. And in a way, Tinder fell into that category. No, the Tinder guys did not ask me to test their app out. But at the office, we would definitely talk about, like at Tech City, we'll talk about like new applications and stuff and what people are doing on them. And so we just got talking one day, and then Tinder came up, and it's like, oh, have you guys heard of Tinder? I think it was one of my other colleagues who mentioned it, and I was like, I've heard of Tinder. I, at the time, thought it was just like a networking application, right? My colleague said, no, that I think it's more of a dating about dating. I don't know. I don't know why I just took that with a pinch of salt. And then we're like, okay, let's try it out. Like, let's just download it. Not like we're trying to do anything else, but just to experience the application. Like, that was really it. So that was why I was downloading it anyway. So I downloaded the application, connected it to my Facebook page. And that was sort of how, like, I got on Tinder. Now, of course, as you know, Tinder, swipe left or swipe right. Swipe right if you like the person or whatever. Swipe left if you don't. So because I had connected it to my Facebook page, I was seeing a few familiar faces on there. And gosh, I need to get going to the airport. Anyway, so what was I? Matching people. So I was swipe right for some. I was see some other faces that I did not know at all. I'm like, this seems like a nice person. Let me swipe right for him. And that was really easy. I just thought Tinder is sort of like another Facebook. I did not think anything else at all. Now, maybe a few days after I downloaded the application, I had started exchanging messages with some people on the app, right? And they would. I noticed that for every maybe 10 guys who sent me a message, at least 8 of them or so would ask my WhatsApp number. And again, I did not start using WhatsApp earlier. So I was very taken aback. Like, why do they keep asking for my WhatsApp number? Like, we're here to chat and to, network or whatever. And I can be very particular about like how I give out my contact information, primarily because I have dealt with stalkers in the past. And so it's made me very security conscious, like where I leave my phone number and all of that, But anyway, I digress. I always digress in this my videos. It's like the third I digress. And it's the third, let me just do. Anywho, so that was it all. Just like, let me meet people. And so when I saw that they were asking for my WhatsApp number, I felt very uncomfortable with it. And then they were asking some very random questions. Are you single? Where do you stay? I can't remember everything, but I remember very well that asking for my WhatsApp number ticked me off each time anybody did that on Tinder. So I told one of my colleagues who also was like testing out the app with me, and I was like, yo, why are people asking for my WhatsApp number on Tinder? Like, I don't even feel comfortable with it. And he said, Bella, Tinder is a hookup app. I was like, wait, what? A hookup app? How do you mean? Like, people are looking for quickies now, like, just so that they can have something to do with and leave. I'm like, wait, what? Like, just random people, like these people that I'm seeing now on Tinder that I don't know from anywhere. Somebody can see them now and say, oh, let's hook up and it's gonna happen. He say yes. I was like, that's my cue. I was like, I can't do this. I just can't. I used it for like a few, maybe weeks or so. Now that I think about it, I think I just left it there. And when I would get notifications, now I remember that, oh, I won't have it in that profile. Before I now woke up one day and said, I'm done with all these notifications, and then I deleted the application. Now, fast forward to a few years ago, on this day, I was watching a movie. I think it was Christian Mingle. I can't remember which movie it was. It was a movie that talked about how a couple met on a dating app. I can't remember the story now. So I remembered Christian Mingle, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let me even check Christian Mingle. And also on that day, I was pretty overwhelmed with my singleness. Like I was just really in a place where I was like, gosh, how can one just meet a decent young man who one can just really be friends with and just chat with and see where that friendship will lead. I think I was just surrounded by people that I don't necessarily like. If they like me, I just didn't feel like I could make anything more of our friendship. And so I was just like, And so I got online and I searched for Christian Mingle on Play Store. I didn't find it, but of course I got some other recommendations. I checked those ones and they were really weird. Weird in the sense that, number one, there were much older men on those applications, much older Caucasian men on the platforms. And I was like, no man, I'm not about this. So I don't use any one of them. I think one or two of them I saw were web-based apps. So I checked them as well. I saw that some people who were even on those apps were not Christians, of which the apps will tell you that, okay, this is sort of like for Christian people, Christian singles to meet and all of that. So I checked and I was like, this isn't even. So I was like, I beg Jerry, let me not stress myself. Because the story I just watched in the movie was a very nice one. I think the guy was even the owner of the dating app in the movie. I can't remember really. But I was just like, oh, this looks really cool. But I didn't make any headway in that regard. And then it dawned on me, there's Tinder. There's actually Tinder. Now, before now, I had castigated Tinder. Like, after I deleted it, like, years ago, I told my colleagues, delete Tinder. Tinder is a weird place. Because, of course, there were also issues of people getting mauled, from their Tinder dates and all of that. And how there were a lot more security issues that sort of came up as a concern for people who were using the application. So I was like, So on this day, I was like, wait a minute, I'm going back and forth online and I'm not saying anything. What if I check Tinder? And so I downloaded Tinder. Now, I need to give a backstory. The movie I was seeing, I think, was a Hallmark movie. Now, Hallmark movies are Canadian. A lot of their productions are done in Canada. So I think I also, sometimes when I'm watching stuff like that, I do some, research and nobody sends me. So I went and I was searching and I saw that, a number of the movies that Hallmark does are done in Canada, and I said everything about Canadian and how they are very nice people and how they are very conservative and how a number of them are Christians and how, like, you can meet a very decent Canadian man. And I was like, this is sounding nice. So, and I thought, okay, so I downloaded Tinder, and then, of course, as you know, things subliminally get stored in your memory. And so when I downloaded Tinder, I was like, wait a minute, what if I choose to meet people that are in Canada, right? And then I saw that for you to be able to change your location or like where you want to meet people, you have to pay for it. Yeah. So I paid for that feature, and then it changed my location was now set to Canada. I did not use my actual name. I used one of my middle names, a short form of one of my middle names for the application. And then, who's there? So it's time for me to get going. I'll finish this gist after. BRB.